No, well, not at this point. I'll let you know if we do. Okay, we're back on the record in the 5 p.m. calendar for our last matter, number 25 on the calendar. Can we have Marcos Zertucci Lepe to the podium? And then I believe we have Mr. Contreras on the line. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Appearing for Mr. Zertucci Lepe virtually.
Thank you. And sir, may I have your name and date of birth?
Marcos Zertucci Lepe, 11/21/1995.
Thank you. And so your attorney is on the line virtually,
okay.
So that your attorney can hear everything that you say. We're going to go ahead and proceed forward. We're here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of 1 count of child sex trafficking with a minor under the age of 15, Class 2 felony, and 1 account of attempted sexual contact with a minor, a Class 3 felony. Mr. Contreras, did you want to be heard on probable cause?
No, Judge. We'll submit probable cause.
Okay, I have reviewed the Form 4. That's the document the arresting agency provides to the court. I will find probable cause for these allegations today. Mr. Contreras, are you representing your client moving forward or just for today's purposes?
Moving forward, Your Honor.
Okay, let me get that updated here. Give me 1 second. All right, we'll have Mr. Contreras noted as your attorney of record. I am going to set a status conference on January 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 3rd at 8:30. Both of those are going to be in the downtown Superior Court. For Mr. Zertucci Lepe, we're going to provide you with a written copy of everything, so you'll have those dates. For Mr. Contreras, I can have my staff email you a copy of the final order after we're done today.
Thank you, John.
Mr. Contreras, did you receive the state's recommendation for release conditions?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Did you want to be heard on release conditions?
Yes, Judge.
Go right ahead.
John, I see that the state asked for a $50,000 only cash only bond. However, we request that Mr. Zertucci Lepe be released to PTS services with electronic monitoring. Mr. Zertucci Lepe is actually a naturalized citizen. He became a naturalized citizen in 2012. He is only 29 years old and has lived in Phoenix, Arizona since 2017 and has been at his current address for 2 years. As you can see, he's already retained private counsel and has all intentions to resolve this matter. His family is also located here in Arizona. His mom, his dad, and his brother Artemio, who currently is working at a construction company, Identity Construction, and has been there for 2 years. And he has no other prior felony criminal conviction or even a misdemeanor conviction and no prior arrest, Your Honor. Therefore, on those facts, we request that he be released to PTS.
Thank you, Mr. Contreras. So, Mr. Zertucci Lepe, there's about 15 things according to the law that I have to take in consideration when setting release conditions. Your attorney mentioned a few of them. Your lack of criminal history is something that I have taken in consideration. Your ties to the community as well. I also have to look at the nature of the allegations against you and your danger to the potential community if I were to release you on less onerous means. I am going to go with the state's recommendation today. I am going to set a cash bond in the amount of $50,000. I'm also going to order that if you post that bond, that you be released to the supervision of pretrial services and be placed on electronic monitoring, so an ankle monitor on you prior to your release. I'm also going to order that you not have contact with any minors. You're prohibited from accessing the internet through any electronic means, except for work, school, or consulting with your legal counsel. I'm also ordering that you not possess any drugs without a valid prescription and no driving without a valid driver's license. Now, I would normally ask if you had any questions, but I want to kick it to your attorney first. Mr. Contreras, are you okay if he has any questions to ask them, or would you rather talk with him first?
I would rather talk with him first, Your Honor.
Okay. So save your questions for your attorney at this point in time. Your attorney is very knowledgeable, so I have no doubt that your attorney can answer all of your questions. I'll make sure that you get a copy of your release conditions today, as well as your attorney. Mr. Contreras, before you connected, the state representative, the county attorney had to leave, but they were requesting that the Form 4 be sealed today. Did you want to be heard on that issue?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to order that the Form 4 be sealed at this point in time. So the Form 4, Mr. Zertucci Lepe, is just, that's the document the arresting agency provides to the court. Sometimes there's information in that Form 4 that would be not great if the public got a hold of that. So the state was asking just to seal that. That doesn't mean your attorney or you can't get access to that later on. That means that that's not available to the public. So I am sealing that. Of course, your attorney will still have access to everything in this case. It's not trying to hide anything from you. It's more just to make sure everybody is safe on this one, okay? So I will go ahead and grant that request to seal. Mr. Contreras, anything else you wanted to be heard on today?
Nothing further, Judge. Appreciate you.
Okay, so Mr. Zertucci Lepe, that's the last that I have for you today. You'll get a copy of your release conditions shortly, and I'll make sure your attorney gets a copy as well. I'm sure Mr. Contreras will be in touch with you soon. Okay, go ahead and take a seat to your left. And Mr. Contreras, thank you so much for being available virtually. I do apologize for the mix-up with the time there.
Thank you. Thank you for making the time, and thank you for waiting for me, Judge.
Of course. That does conclude the 5 p.m. calendar. We will stand in recess until 8 p.m.